Have you ever felt like you're stuck, playing the same old song on repeat? You know that feeling where every day feels like a rerun of the last, where your life seems to be stuck on a loop with no new verses to sing? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, breaking free from that endless loop, finding new rhythms, and composing a fresh melody for our lives. This isn't just about changing your daily routine, it's about a deeper transformation, about rediscovering the the starting note of a new life octave. And if you don't know what an octave is, hang on. I'm trying to simplify and make an 80-year-old mystic text relevant to you today. I'm Roach, Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, my YouTube channel, where I share my maybe fascinating journey around the world and through life, crossing the spectrum from high and low, as most people define them. This channel is about inspiring common people to find their power. Life as we live it often contracts into a narrow space where we repeat the same actions, same thoughts, same feelings, turning them into mechanical habits. A wise man named Opensky once said, "You need many irons in the fire." He was talking about how we often hit a wall in our personal growth. We might get stuck at what he called the me-fa transition, a point where progress feels impossible. But here's the twist. By starting something else, by engaging in new activities or interest, we can give ourselves the shock we need to move forward in the original endeavor. Imagine playing a song on a guitar with just a few strings. Eventually, you may need a bigger instrument with more strings to explore new sounds. But finding that instrument, that new octave of life, isn't easy when we're so ingrained in these old, repeated habits. So what's holding us back? Well, it's something called by Gurdjieff as the chief feature, which is a dominant trait or behavior that governs our personality. It's like a ruler of our inner earth. This feature keeps us circling back to the same old patterns because in its way, it's comfortable. It's like having the same playlist on loop. Even when you're thinking you're experiencing something new, it's just the same tune in a different key. Now the daily cycle of our lives, morning to night, week to week, we can feel like we're revisiting old haunts. But as we grow in self-awareness, this repetitive nature can start to taste bitter, less appealing than the fresh start we crave. This is where the magic happens. By recognizing these cycles, we can start to react differently, to see the old pattern in a new light. However, this awareness is often obscured by the chief feature, which doesn't want to lose its grip on us. The realization of being stuck often comes with the question, why am I here again? Many are content with these loops, but for those who aren't, this can be both a source of frustration and a call to action. Here's where we start to understand that time isn't just a straight line to new experiences. It's more like a wheel, turning us back to where we've been unless we change how we ride it. Enduring the realization of our chief feature isn't for the faint-hearted. It's like looking in a mirror that reflects not just your face, but your soul, and seeing aspects maybe that you'd rather not acknowledge. This isn't about someone telling you what your chief feature is. That's a personal discovery, one that requires you to be ready to see it. Truth, after all, is relative to your ability to comprehend it. For instance, an ancient saying states, by the delusion of the pairs of opposites that spring from desire and from hate, all born beings fall into bewilderment. It's poetic, but when we can truly understand it, does it start to change us? So, how do we begin to see our level of being which has shaped our life up to this point? Well, it starts with self-observation, but not just any kind. It's like taking mental snapshots of your behavior, seeing how one action leads to another, creating a pattern. Gurdjieff once suggested collecting these photographs of yourself into an album. Maybe not a literal one, but maybe actually an album on your mobile phone. That's a mental collection as well as a physical collection of this pattern that you've established in your life. This process increases your consciousness, allowing you to see not just isolated incidents, but the larger design of your life. With time, these photographs, whether they're mental or real, reveal flashes of insight that stretch back into your past, helping you understand your chief feature. But here's where it gets tricky. And this isn't an overnight transformation. It's like learning to swim. You don't jump into the deep end on your first day. You start in the shallow water, and with patience and with practice, as you begin to see these patterns, you might feel a decline in confidence, an inner weakness, because you're now aware of aspects of yourself that you previously ignored. This can be kind of scary. But this stage is crucial, but it's also dangerous if not approached with preparation of the work, of this self-examination. Chief features are never pleasant to confront. They might make you feel moments of horror upon the realization of them. But with true awakening, this kind of awakening, comes the possibility of dying or killing off these old patterns that are repeating and ruining or ruling your life. And dying to these traits, not literally dying, but letting them go, allows space for rebirth. Gurdjieff spoke of the sequence in spiritual text. One must awaken before dying to oneself to be reborn. This journey towards changing your central axle, your chief feature, requires something new to hold you together. If your identity was tied to your old patterns, letting go can be terrifying. Your friends might not recognize the new you, but that's part of the journey to authenticity. So how do we apply this in our daily lives? Well, here's a quick summary to give you a guide. Start new octaves, which means begin new activities or thoughts to shake up your routine, providing the shock needed for growth. Self-observation. Regularly take mental notes of your behaviors and reactions to start understanding your patterns. Understand your chief feature. Recognize that there's a central trait dictating your life's rhythm, and begin the work to see it clearly. Endure the truth. Be prepared to face some uncomfortable truths about yourself, using them as stepping stones for change. Prepare for change. Before you can let go of old patterns, ensure you have something positive to hold on to. Be patient. Transformation is gradual. Respect the pace at which you can genuinely change. I'm Mark Roach, wishing you all the best.